I sat down with the world's best Void War player, so I could learn from the master. Today, I'll be giving away all of his secrets, so you too can reach Torment 12. My name's Awakia. Today we're going to be going over how to play Void War like a pro.
Hi, my name's Fluffy. I'm active in the Void War Discord, and you can catch me occasionally streaming Torment 12 runs in the Discord chat. And I also post runs for each ship at the highest difficulty on my YouTube page. If you see me in the Discord chat, feel free to ask me any questions regarding the game or leave a comment in one of those YouTube videos.
What's a piece of advice that you wish you had earlier on that would have made your Void War experience way easier?
For Torment 1, I would suggest going for something like Shield Charger is like a no-brainer. It's essentially a button that you can press and you're effectively immune from most attacks for like 10 seconds. And I would highly suggest it. If you have an intention to climb Torments sooner rather than later, you're going to have to get used to boarding if you want to like win relatively consistently.
What should you prioritize spending your resonance on as a newer player?
I wouldn't use your resonance to buy ships, but outside of Imperial B and C, I would spend all your resonance on commanders. The one that I would suggest getting first, just for ease of play, a lot of new players like Witch, and Witch is also a really cheap commander at like 500 resonance or something. Even if you don't want Witch, I'll just pick her up. She's incredibly cheap and she's a pretty simple commander to play.
What are some systems that you prioritize getting immediately?
Hull Reaper and Shield Charger are the obvious examples of that. They're just so generally good. Like, Hull Reaper is a really good beam weapon on its own, and the fact that you also get healing off of it is just really good. And Shield Charger is the only system outside of shields and engines that can improve your ability to defend yourself.
How important is boarding compared to the other mechanics in the game?
Like, boarding is effectively the way to play this game if you want to play really well. Just knowing that would probably be the thing that I would want to have known sooner.
How are you moving your crew to specific tiles?
Activate this setting right here, precise crew movement. If you don't have this on, it'll kind of just like choose a spot in the room to put your crew members in, which is fine. And especially early on, it doesn't really matter too much. If you have an intention of climbing, or if you just want to have more control over your crew, having precise crew movement to be able to move like in any tile in any room specifically is really nice control to have.
When your weapons take damage, do they deactivate from left to right or right to left?
Right to left, which is actually, you reminded me, I should actually rearrange this.
What are some objectively overpowered weapons?
Beam 1 is by far one of the best weapons in the game. Beam 1 can hit 4 rooms, and it does so every 11 seconds. Hull Reaper does this every 15 seconds. Siege Beam, it hits 2 rooms. I forget what the cooldown is though, like every time it fires, but it's somewhat comparable to Beam 1.
What exactly do shrines do?
Pledge effect for all shrines is just increasing the likelihood of finding their relevant crew in shops and whatnot. It's persistent, essentially for the remainder of the run, but you can override it with another shrine later on. And if you have no shrine, you'll just have no favorability to getting any specific crew.
Are there any overpowered systems?
I didn't roll Hull Reaper or Shield Charger, which are 2 systems that you want to have like pretty much every run if you can help it. And buying Missile Bay essentially reduces the chance that you roll something that isn't those systems.
How does the DPS debuff work exactly?
Only the crew attacking that crew with that modifier will get that debuff.
Are any of the shrine buffs objectively better than the others?
Generally the ones I like going for are both Technocult and Blood Cult.
When boarding the enemy ship, are you always going for a full crew wipe?
Usually, yeah. I would generally suggest trying to at least get some ability to kill some of their crew. Like, you don't need to kill all of them. You just need to be able to kill enough to essentially cripple the ship to this point, where I'm just able to freely fire upon their ship, and the armaments will keep them suppressed to the point where they just can't do anything.
What is the strategy for dealing with the boss invulnerability phase?
So there are some funny things you can do with it. Like if you have Ion Carbine, you can actually disable their shields through that immunity phase, which is pretty funny. Outside of like some niche strategies that you can use to like deal hull damage while they're immune, because only the systems are immune to hull damage and system damage. The empty rooms are not. So if you can still hit the empty rooms with stuff like Blood Spear and like missiles in your missile bay. But you can do that, and like you can chip some hull through the phase. Outside of those niche strategies, there isn't really much to do. You just kind of have to survive those like 20 something seconds.
Now let's take a look at how a pro player deals with the Torment 12 boss.
So of the bosses, Dimension has objectively the strongest crew. It has like 6 Chaos Knights or 5 or something like that, along with like a Servo Excavator and a Cyber Priest. And all the other crews kind of squishy, but I mean the fact that you have 6 Chaos Knights on this ship just makes it absurdly bulky. And I would, if you're going to do crew killing and shields, which is pretty much almost all the time, I would highly suggest having some form of boarding support, which in this case, I don't have boarding support in the case other than Rejuvenate. Like, Rejuvenate will be able to allow me to take this fight fairly long, and I'm pretty sure I'll have enough DPS that double Rejuvenate should be able to essentially last me the whole duration of me trying to kill this right here. Now, all right. Oh, there's a funny thing you can do with the boss here with Assault Cyborg specifically. I'll try to show it if I can, but you can deplete so all enemies have munitions, and you can deplete the munition count of the bosses as well. And how you would do this is that all of these artilleries here are activated by munition. So if you can get like one of these to like one system power, like where I have here, and like open this door up somehow, what you can do is you can put, like, Assault Cyborg has depowering a system, so what you can do is you can run the Assault Cyborg in and out of this room constantly, and you can demunition the boss. Wow. Which will, once you disable all the artilleries, it will make all the artilleries unable to repower and therefore fire. So if you have Assault Cyborg, that can be useful. Alright, I'm gonna cast one Rejuvenate here. My Assassin's taken more than enough damage. I'm gonna also disrupt this here, because this is gonna be a right here, this is gonna be a Doom Effigy summon. I'll try to get my own on my ship. I should have done this earlier. I have a way to interrupt this, but my way to interrupt it is through the Translocator on my Infiltrator, which, if I want to save him for later in the fight with the Fusion Charge, I'll have to recall, and that will require me to also recall my boarding crew, which is an active trying to destroy the systems room, which is more valuable, but I should be able to kill it. Alright. Now that they're disabled, I'll activate Siege Beam, and I'll farm them for hull until I get them to the phase change. It should be fairly quick with the amount of hull damage I have through 4 beams. I should have moved you to there. I'm gonna save my flare just for the phase change so I can do like 2 extra chip damage. Alright, so here is one of the goofy things, the other goofy thing outside of Ion Carbine to disable it through the phase change, is that if you have something like Havoc Maul, which I should, yeah, right here, where he has extra damage to nearby enemy system on kill, if you have this, you can damage shields through the immunity. So It'll do one. So the immunity reduces the damage done to the systems by 1, the boss immunity. So instead of doing 2 system damage like you normally would, each kill will deal 1 system damage, which is still good. Like you'll see here, like I got it down to 2 shields. Also a quick note on Doom Engine. You don't want well, not Doom Engine, well, really Doom Engine and all the other stuff, all the other bosses, is that you don't want to crew kill them. In a similar vein to Necrophage, the boss Demonic Heart is incredibly punishing, so avoiding activating it is generally pretty ideal to do. So if you can help it, try not to fully crew kill their ship. And in the case why I'm staying on here and getting these kills is because they have, so the assault cyborgs and these guys are still their crew, so it won't crew kill them until these guys die, so I can essentially stay on their ship until. But I think what I'm going to do is they're gonna recall, put them all in shields and kill these guys, and the sub-husks from the husk rack should be able to count as their crew being alive for the duration until like phase 2 or something, and that should stall long enough. Now the siege disruptor did fire, so I'm going to depower my shields, let that through, because the assault cyborgs are essentially making me have level 2 shields, so I really don't want it to have no shields for the rest of the fight. What does this husk have? Nothing? Okay, you're fine. Husk died, but that's fine. What else is in this room? Okay, Servo, you're moving there. I'm going to move that there. I'm going to try to kill them in a favored fight, and I'm going to vent this guy. I should also be able... Why can I... It's because of power drain. I'm going to use shield charger here, absorb the blast, so I don't take an absurd amount of hull damage, which is why I did the dodging, ion dodging with the shields, because so I could use the shield charger, because if shields can't be powered, then you can't use shield charger just due to not having any shields. So it's incredibly important to keep shields at least at 1 power, so that you can use shield charger when the abilities are activated. Okay, that sub-husk is the only one left alive, so I need to be a bit careful here. I'm going to use the infiltrator to sabotage their shields so I can start getting this hull damage going quickly, because at phase 3, all of the bosses have some form of crew replenishment, and if I can activate that as soon as I possibly can, it'll make my life easier. In the sense, like, because I did kill this crew now, if I kill this, the sub-husks, all of them on their ship, with these skeletons that are coming from this Doom Effigy, I will be in quite the pickle, because the demonic cart will make this a lot harder. I do have the Hex Priest, so that if it does get activated like it did here, right before the crew replenished, which is a bit annoying, I should be able to just Hex Priest shields and close out the fight within 20 seconds, or even less than that, because 4 beams does a lot of damage. A note with specifically this change with Demonic Heart before the phase 3 change, one of their crew, see that guy that just fired that guy has Mind Bolt. So if you can dodge it, I would dodge it, but I don't think I will be able to, so I probably will lose crew. Nope. Okay. It's the only instance of Mind Bolt you'll find outside of Imperial Battle Arc, which Imperial Battle Arc, I think I forgot to address that one when talking about mini bosses, but Imperial Battle Arc, let's just end the run, but Imperial Battle Arc has a commander with the Mind Bolt on it. And it also has the strongest crew, and it also has 3 shields and also has a lot of artilleries on it. It's a really hard boss. So if you're going to avoid a boss, I'd generally avoid Imperial Battle Arc.
Well, that was intense.
It wasn't that bad.
That was amazing. Yeah, I learned so much.
It was a fairly clean fight compared to some of the other ones I've gotten myself into, so I'm fairly happy with it.
Holy crap, I didn't look at your resonance count up there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, alright, buddy. Did you have any closing remarks or anything you wanted to say to any new players?
Nothing in particular, though I am open to, if I get hit up on like the Discord or something, just ping me. I'm happy to answer questions relating to like specific aspects of the game.
Absolutely tremendous. Well, thanks for your time, Fluffy. I've learned a lot, and it was a lot of fun watching you play. If you are a new player, I hope this helped you out. Subscribing really helps the channel grow. Take a look at some of my other videos as well. And thank you for watching.